Center, we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Blayde Miller.
Blayde the Butterfly Miller. We saw him recently in CageZilla 86 back in August. 21 years old from Fisherville, Virginia, and this guy is a striker. He wants to stand and bang. He actually has shirts that say "No Wrestling" on them by his corner guys. He says he wants to fight, not wrestle. His biggest strength, he says, are his kicks. And he was inspired. He has 2 young sons at the age of 21, and that was his inspiration to start training.
Yeah, Blayde Miller, an exciting young kid, originally from Stanton, Virginia. I'm not sure where he's living now, but from Stanton, Virginia, that's where my father's from. So I have a kind of a soft spot in my heart for Stanton, Virginia. I've been there quite a few times as a young boy. And man, for this kid, you know, because I don't know many people from that area, man, from Stanton, Virginia. And for him to be from there, and you know, he reached out to me, a hungry young kid. He came from Street Beefs. He had a couple fights there in Street Beefs. He got inside the CageZilla cage on his last fight and found out the hard way that this is the big show, you know, in the sense of if you're going to be fighting, working your way up to the pros, this is the big show, and you got to show up, you got to be on point. He kind of slipped on his last one, and we had a long talk before this fight here yesterday at weigh-ins, and he said he's made some adjustments. He's been doing some training, some grappling training specifically, and he's ready to show a new turn a new leaf and show his new skill set. So really excited to see the Butterfly in here, a young, hungry guy that's got a lot to fight for, like you say. He's got a family, you know, he's got kids, and so as young as he is. So yeah, really excited to see him in here. Let's go ahead and get his opponent in here.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Yousef Alkhadhar.
Yousef Alkhadhar, here we go. The first of 3 Evolve fighters to be making his way to the CageZilla cage today. I know Coach Mike Moses was super excited to have his fighters, his athletes, inside of the CageZilla cage. He called it a dream. He said, man, you made our dream come true to get all of our guys on the same card, and I was so happy to do that for him because Mike Moses is a guy, he's been around the MMA game so long in this area. I mean, I don't know if you know who he is, Brooke, but I mean, he's literally been around for decades here in the MMA scene. He runs a great academy, an Evolve Academy, and this young guy in Yousef is just a product of that, a young product of that is coming up and has a lot of ambition. He came out in his first one on the last show against another guy who's on this card actually, Aziz Nourzad. He came up short, but hey, you win or you learn, and he definitely seemed like he learned from that one, and we'll see what he's bringing to the table here, Brooke.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see him. That fight on CageZilla 87 against Aziz was crazy. They were going back and forth, if you remember, just trading chokes, and at one point one guy was dominant, one point the other. At any rate, we'll see what happens here. We'll take it down to Chris now for the official ring introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla flyweight division. It is brought to you by our friends at Gray Realty Group, a top real estate team in Northern Virginia, and Titan Mechanical and Plumbing, leaders in mechanical services. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'9" and weighing in at 121 pounds, he is an independent fighter. It's Blayde the Butterfly Miller. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'9" and weighing in at 125 pounds, fighting out of Evolve Academy, it's Yousef Alkhadhar. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla flyweight division. It is brought to you by Gray Realty Group and Titan Mechanical and Plumbing, and your referee is Gabe Balajic.
Here we go, man. As I look at these guys staring across the cage from each other, Blayde Miller, Yousef Alkhadhar, both similar in age, same record, you know, came out and had a hiccup in their first fight. I mean, I don't think this match could have been made any better, man. I don't know. I got to give it up to the matchmaker.
You
know.
The matchmakers. Oh, and look at that. Alkhadhar goes immediately for that takedown. Gets a huge takedown. And this is exactly what Blayde Miller did not want. He does not want, he wants to stand and strike. And I think maybe Yousef knew that. Yousef already trying to improve his position, trying to turn, trying to get that leg out there.
Blayde said he's been working on his wrestling, but you know, he tried to sprawl there, he tried to make something happen, but Yousef had a solid takedown, a great pulled one of those Matt Hughes takedowns where he carried him across the cage, and now he's in mount position.
Full mount. This is very, very dangerous for Blayde. So far, Yousef trying to. Is he going for an arm? Look, he's doing something with the arm. Blayde gets out. Looks like maybe Yousef was trying for a submission. Now it looks like just jockeying for control, jockeying for position. But Yousef still in that full mount position. This is a very good position for Yousef. Oh, and he rains down a couple of shots from the top.
This doesn't look good for Blayde already.
Yeah, Blayde is going to need to find some way to get out of this if he's going to survive.
Nice from Blayde. Way to get that arm back across the face. That's the only way to survive that choke, because if you keep your arm there, the world starts closing in on you. And nice back take. I was gonna say nice
Takes
back
his back.
take.
Oh, he's got the rear naked choke in. Oh, that's in deep. And that is it. Yousef Alkhadhar with the rear naked choke submission victory.
Wow. In his first fight, he got to the back. He lost the back position and ended up paying for it in the end. This time, you know, you could tell he was determined to finish that fight right then and there, and he knew that those opportunities don't come, you know, all the time. So when you get to the back, you get under that neck, you finish the fight.
Look at the show of sportsmanship there from Blayde Miller. You know he has to be disappointed, but still a good sport nonetheless. And there goes Yousef climbing the cage, displaying that flag. He was born in Iraq. That's where that's from.
Great stuff from Yousef Alkhadhar. He's starting off the Evolve Team fight track, you know, fight rampage tonight. Off to a good start, creating some good momentum for the team, and you know, he really has to be proud of that.
Yeah, very, very impressive win, very impressive victory. Now for the Butterfly, you know, the Butterfly's gonna have to go back to the drawing board, because that's 2 fights now where he's lost by rear naked choke. For a guy who likes to stand and strike, we haven't really gotten to see that all that much.
I know.
So,
I feel bad, because I know he's a good striker.
Yeah.
And he's fearless in there. But if you go to the ground and you give up a takedown, you never really get to show that. So he's got to still continue to make some adjustments, and he's young. He can do that. Let's sit down to Chris here to call this one and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Gabe Blayde has called a stop to the action 1 minute and 44 seconds into the very first round. For your winner, by submission due to rear naked choke, out of the blue corner, it's Yousef Alkhadhar.
So congratulations once again to Yousef